explanation were you given for the tech that you got?
I'll take the official questions. Sure. There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game, it's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete. And they're going to have their teammates back.
The WNBA is teetering on the edge of a seismic shift, and the epicenter is none other than Caitlin Clark. The rookie phenom has redefined the league's visibility, single-handedly boosting ratings and filling arenas with fans clamoring to see her electrifying play. But here's where it gets even crazier. The WNBA's apparent failure to fully embrace or protect its brightest star has pushed Clark closer than ever to leaving for opportunities abroad.
3 games, she had made 7 in a row over her last 2. Clark, eyes always up. You see her there, tongue wagging. What a great look to see how
Rumors of a last-minute offer to keep her in the league are circulating, but is it enough to stop her? And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, the controversy around Clark's treatment has exposed deep cracks in the WNBA's foundation, from accusations of discriminatory standards to a refusal to capitalize on her marketability.
That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard foul. You could say it's a play on the ball, but
I think no question this will get upgraded.
Yeah. Stick around because this next part is huge. We're diving into why Clark is the WNBA's lifeline, how her potential move to Europe or the Middle East could reshape women's basketball globally, and how she'd fit seamlessly into top teams in those regions.
locked in face.
Clark, a deep 3. You bet! A Team USA against Team All-Stars. Clark connects on her third 3 of 5 rebounds, 5 assists herself. A logo 3, and then a shrug and a stare from Caitlin Clark.
Couple of these. Deep.
Clark catch, fire, and connect. 5th 3 of the game for Clark.
Let's cut to the chase. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's ratings juggernaut. Since joining the Indiana Fever, she's driven viewership to unprecedented heights. Her games average over 7 million viewers, a stark contrast to the league's pre-Clark era, where ratings often languished below 4 million. Her college career at Iowa, where she shattered NCAA scoring records, built a massive following that's carried over to the pros. Clark's logo 3s, no-look passes, and relentless energy make her a spectacle fans can't resist.
Passes. Found Boston perfectly. Caitlin Clark last played for Indiana. 3-point play. Bringing the ball down, looking inside. Aaliyah Boston not open. Look at that crossover, then the spin. Tough finish on a really good defender. Rebecca Gardner is long, can move her feet. And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fight.
But here's what they're not telling you. Without Clark, the WNBA struggles to hold viewers' attention. During a recent game where she was briefly benched, social media lit up with complaints about the drop in excitement. Fans posted comments like, "The game's dead without Caitlin," and "She's the only reason I tuned in." These aren't just isolated gripes. They reflect a broader reality. Clark draws casual fans who might otherwise skip WNBA games, making her absence, even for a few minutes, a glaring reminder of the league's dependency on her star power. And that's where things take a shocking turn. Despite Clark's undeniable impact, the WNBA seems determined to undermine her. From questionable officiating to unchecked physicality against her, the league hasn't protected its biggest asset. Social media posts highlight incidents like Clark being shoved with no foul called, fueling fan outrage over perceived bias. This isn't just about one play, it's a pattern that's pushing Clark toward the exit, and you'll never guess how it ends. Clark is reportedly closer than ever to leaving the WNBA for Europe or the Middle East.
Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point out.
I mean, come on.
The WNBA's handling of Caitlin Clark is a case study in self-destruction. And here's where it gets even crazier. Instead of crowning her as the league's face, some players, coaches, and officials seem intent on diminishing. Veterans have publicly downplayed her influence, suggesting she's overhyped or propped up by media favoritism. Meanwhile, the league's failure to curb aggressive fouls against Clark has sparked accusations of discriminatory standards. Social media users have noted Clark faces unusually physical defense, with one post stating, "The refs need to protect Caitlin Clark or she'll bolt for Europe."
Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, "Why are you still in my face?" Marina Mabry, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark to the ground.
This is where things go completely off the rails. The WNBA's inaction isn't just a basketball issue, it's a business disaster. Clark's marketability is unmatched, with her jersey sales and endorsements outpacing her peers. She's ranked as the fourth most marketable basketball player globally, a feat no other WNBA rookie has achieved. Yet the league seems willing to let her walk rather than address the issues fueling her frustration. And if you think that's bad, just wait. Reports of a last-minute offer to keep Clark suggest the WNBA is finally waking up, but details are murky. Is it a hefty contract? A promise of better officiating, or a desperate PR stunt? Nobody expected what happened next, but one thing's clear. The WNBA is in panic mode to avoid losing its golden goose.
What explanation were you given for the tech that you got?
I'll take the official questions. There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game, it's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete. And they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition. So
if Clark leaves the WNBA, Europe is the prime destination, and trust me, it gets even more unbelievable. European women's basketball leagues, particularly in Turkey, Russia, and Spain, are renowned for offering lucrative contracts to top American players. Salaries can range from $500,000 to over $1 million, 0 cents per season, dwarfing WNBA paychecks, which often fall between $50,000 to $100,000 for non-superstars. With Clark's global appeal, her financial upside could be astronomical.
Now Caitlin going to drive around Stewart. Hole left open momentarily. Beautiful offensive possession by the New York Liberty, and it's one of the reasons they've had so much success this year is the way they move the ball and share it. Who's the first? This one? Caitlin Clark!
But here's the most important part. Europe would give Clark the respect she deserves. Social media buzz supports this, with one user posting, quote, "Caitlin should go to Europe where she'll be a queen and paid what she's worth." European leagues value skill and star power, and Clark's game, long-range shooting, flashy passing, and high basketball IQ. Unlike the WNBA, where she's faced hostility from some veterans, European fans and teammates would likely embrace her as a game changer. And the craziest part? It's 100% real. Clark's arrival could supercharge women's basketball in Europe, drawing new fans and sponsors to a sport often overshadowed by men's leagues.
Back to the bench.
J.C. Sheldon is there with her hand in her face.
Let's dive into specific teams where Clark would thrive. As one of Turkey's premier clubs, Fenerbahce is a powerhouse in the EuroLeague Women, known for its passionate fan base and hefty budgets. The team has a history of signing top American talent like Breanna Stewart and Tina Charles. Clark's ability to stretch defenses with her deep shooting would complement Fenerbahce's fast-paced, perimeter-oriented style. Her playmaking would mesh perfectly with their versatile bigs, creating a lethal pick-and-roll game. Social media posts suggest Turkish fans already adore Clark, with one user noting, Fenerbahce would build a statue for Caitlin. She'd be the centerpiece of their offense, revered as a superstar. Despite geopolitical concerns, UMMC remains a juggernaut, boasting multiple EuroLeague titles and a roster stacked with stars like Brittany Griner in past seasons. Clark's scoring and passing would fit seamlessly into their high-octane system, which emphasizes transition play and three-point shooting. Her ability to create off the dribble would alleviate pressure on their post players, making her a fan favorite in Ekaterinburg's basketball-crazed city. However, Clark might weigh the political risks, as some American players have hesitated to join Russian clubs recently.
Got this escalated for technicals. Charles got a technical and then thought should have been 2 technicals and ejection.
Spain's top club, Spargarona, excels in the Spanish League of Femenina and EuroLeague, blending disciplined team play with offensive firepower. Clark's versatility as a point guard would elevate Girona's backcourt, allowing her to orchestrate their motion offense while bombing threes from deep. Spanish fans, known for their technical appreciation of the game, would celebrate Clark's flair. Social media chatter indicates Girona could be a perfect fit for Clark, with one post saying she'd run Girona's offense like a maestro. This is where things take a wild turn. Clark's impact in Europe wouldn't just be personal, it would be transformative. Women's basketball in Europe is growing but lacks the global spotlight. Clark's star power could change that, packing arenas in Istanbul, Moscow, or Girona, and streaming games to millions worldwide. Her move could spark a transatlantic basketball boom, forcing the WNBA to rethink its approach. And by the end of this, you'll understand why this is so important. Clark could prove that talent thrives where it's valued, reshaping the sport's global landscape, unlike how she's treated at home.
Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabrey, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark to the ground. Now, after this, you guys, of course, the referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. 3 referees that I like to say they got them straight out of Sephora, because I don't think these referees have ever refereed a professional basketball game in their life. They took these referees, they were at the monitor, they looked at it for, I'm not even exaggerating, you guys, like 15 minutes. This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And JC Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were.
But hold on, it gets even better. There's another wildcard destination, and it's one nobody saw coming: the Middle East. Countries like Saudi Arabia and Qatar are pouring billions into sports, from soccer to boxing, and women's basketball could be next. While these leagues are less developed than Europe's, they offer staggering salaries, potentially $2.00, $3 million per season for minimal competition. Clark could dominate, raining threes against weaker opponents and securing a massive payday with ease. Saudi Arabia has launched women's sports initiatives, including a fledgling basketball league. While not yet on par with Europe, the league could attract stars like Clark with astronomical contracts. Her scoring prowess would overwhelm local competition, allowing her to average 40-plus points effortlessly. Social media speculation suggests Saudi clubs would throw millions at Caitlin, aligning with their strategy of luring global icons. Clark's presence could accelerate the league's growth, though she'd face ethical questions about playing in a country with controversial human rights policies. Qatar has invested in women's sports, hosting FIBA events and developing domestic leagues. A hypothetical elite club in Doha could offer Clark a 7-figure deal to headline their roster. Her long-range shooting would dazzle fans in Qatar's state-of-the-art arenas, and her marketability would draw global sponsors. Social media posts hint at Middle Eastern interest, with one user stating, Qatar would make Caitlin the face of their sports push. She'd dominate with minimal effort, cementing her financial future. And here's where everything changes. The Middle East offers a low-risk, high-reward path. Unlike the WNBA's physicality or Europe's competitive grind, Clark could shine against lesser opponents, preserving her health while raking in millions. But what happens next will change everything. Her move could ignite investment in women's sports in the region, Though it would spark debates about ethics and sports washing, Clark's decision would be a bold statement, proving she can thrive anywhere. This is where things start getting dangerous for the WNBA. With Clark's exit looming, the league is reportedly scrambling with a last-minute offer. Details are vague, but it could involve a salary bump, enhanced marketing, or rule changes to protect stars. But here's what makes this even crazier. Fans and analysts are skeptical. Social media posts argue the WNBA had months to act, but only moved when Clark's departure became imminent. One user wrote, "If Caitlin leaves, WNBA ratings will crash overnight." And the consequences? They were brutal. Losing Clark could tank viewership, scare off sponsors, and erase the league's recent gains. This next part is where it all falls apart. The WNBA's failure to embrace Clark isn't just a mistake, it's a betrayal of its potential. By prioritizing veteran egos or internal politics over its biggest draw, the league is risking irrelevance. And that's when I discovered something shocking. Clark's choice could redefine women's basketball, not just in the US, but globally. You'll want to see this through to the end, trust me. Caitlin Clark's saga is about more than basketball. It's about value, respect, and opportunity. The WNBA had a chance to build around a once-in-a-generation talent, but fumbled it. Now Clark faces a choice: stay and fight or leave for a league that will celebrate her. Europe offers elite competition and adoration. The Middle East promises wealth and dominance. Either way, her departure would be a wake-up call for the W. And that's where everything clicked into place. Clark's legacy transcends one league. Whether in Indianapolis, Istanbul, or Doha, she's inspiring millions. Her story resonates with anyone who's been undervalued. By leaving, she could prove talent always finds a home, forcing the WNBA to confront its failures. And the final twist? It's something no one expected. Clark's decision could spark a revolution in women's sports, showing one player can change the game forever. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.